Louis Andriessen, born 6 June 1939, is a Dutch composer and pianist based in Amsterdam. He was a composition teacher at the Royal Conservatory of The Hague. He was recipient of the Gaudeamus International Composers Award in 1959. Life and career. Andriessen was born in Utrecht into a musical family, the son of the composer Hendrik Andriessen, brother of composers Jorian Andriessen and Kaya Celia Andriessen, and nephew of Willem Andriessen. Andriessen originally studied with his father and Kees van Baren at the Royal Conservatory of The Hague, before embarking upon 2 years of study with Italian composer Luciano Berio in Milan and Berlin. He later joined the faculty of the Royal Conservatory. See List of music students by teacher. #Louis Andriessen. In 1969, Andriessen co-founded STEIM in Amsterdam. He also helped found the instrumental groups Orkest de Volharding and Hooghetus, both of which performed compositions of the same names. He later became closely involved in the ongoing Schoenberg and Asco ensembles and inspired the formation of the British ensemble Icebreaker. Andriessen, a widower, was married to guitarist Jeanette Janikian. They were a couple for over 40 years and were married in 1996. Style and notable works. Andriessen's early works show experimentation with various contemporary trends. Post-war, serialism, pastiche, and tape. His reaction to what he perceived as the conservatism of much of the Dutch contemporary music scene quickly moved him to form a radically alternative musical aesthetic of his own. Since the early 1970s he has refused to write for conventional symphony orchestras and has instead opted to write for his own idiosyncratic instrumental combinations, which often retained some traditional orchestral instruments alongside electric guitars, electric basses, and congas. Andriessen's mature music combines the influences of jazz, American minimalism, Igor Stravinsky and Claude Vivier. His harmonic writing eschews the consonant modality of much minimalism, preferring post-war European dissonance, often crystallized into large blocks of sound. Large-scale pieces such as De Start, Republic for example, are influenced by the energy of the big band music of Count Basie and Stan Kenton and the repetitive procedures of Steve Reich, both combined with bright, clashing dissonances. Andriessen's music is thus anti-Germanic and anti-romantic, and marks a departure from post-war European serialism and its offshoots. He has also played a role in providing alternatives to traditional performance practice techniques, often specifying forceful, rhythmic articulations, and amplified, non-vibrato, singing. Other notable works include Workers' Union, a melodically indeterminate piece for any loud-sounding group of instruments, Mausoleum for 2 baritones and large ensemble, De Tijd, Time, for female singers and ensemble, De Snelheid, Velocity, for 3 amplified ensembles, De Materie, Matter, a large 4-part work for voices and ensemble, collaborations with filmmaker and librettist Peter Greenaway on the film M is for Man, music, Mozart and the operas Rosa, a horse drama and writing to Vermeer, and the recent La Passione for female voice, violin and ensemble. Honors. The 2011 University of Louisville Gros-Imar Award for Music Composition for the multimedia opera La Commedia. Works: Rondo Barbaro for piano, Sonata for flute and piano, Elegy for cello and piano, Elegy for double bass and piano, Nuop D, Eacute T, Eacute for piano 4 hands, Quartet in 2 movements for string quartet, Series for 2 pianos, Nocturnon for 2 sopranos, orchestra, Percussor for flute, trumpet, bassoon and percussion, Prospettive retrospective for piano, Trois pieces for piano left hand, Anglu Pensprungen for flute, oboe and clarinet in BB, Itraspezione for piano 4 hands, Jolie Commentaire for piano 4 hands, Paintings for 1 flutist and 1 pianist, Etude pour les timbres for piano, Triplum for guitar, Canzone 3 for voice and piano. Constructions for a ballet for orchestra, including Ondine, Timbres voor Orkest, plain chant for flute and harp. Attribution 2 for large orchestra. Suite for alto recorder. Registers for piano. A flower song 2 for oboe solo. A flower song 3 for violoncello solo. Attribution 3 for 2 pianos and 3 instrumental groups. Double for clarinet and piano. Attribution 3, fragment tenor saxophone ad libitum, 2 pianos. Beatles songs for female voice and piano. Souvenirs d'enfance for piano, including amongst others, Nocturne, Ricerca, Allegro Mercato, As You Like It, Blocken, Stravinsky, Rondo Opus 1, Etude pour les timbres, dotted quarter note equals 70. Rage Against the Dying of the Light for 4 trombones. Anacreon for large orchestra. The Garden of Rio and Guy for 3 electronic organs. Warm Ginge and Warm Esket for orchestra. Contratempest for large ensemble. Choral Vorspieler for barrel organ. Anacreon 2 for oboe, small orchestra. Hohetis for 52 strings and live electronics. Sonate Op. 2 near 1 for piano with interruptions from string quartet. Reconstructi Morality Opera for soloists, 3 mixed choruses, orchestra, live electronics. The Negen Symphony in van Beethoven for Ice Cream Bell, orchestra. Spectacle for improvisational ensemble, smaller orchestra. Vergite Mijniet for oboe. La Voile du Bonheur for violin and piano. Een Twee for organ, 10 instrumentalists and piano. In Memoriam for tape. Volkslied for an unlimited amount and kinds of instruments. The Volharding for piano and wind instruments. That Gebert in Vietnam for wind ensemble. Arrangement of Solidarität Slide by Hans Eisler for wind ensemble. Arrangement of Strake Slide by Hans Eisler for wind ensemble. Arrangement of In C by Terry Riley for wind ensemble. Arrangement of Buriet Sprach der Welt by Hans Eisler for wind ensemble. Arrangement of Tango by Igor Stravinsky for wind ensemble. Arrangement of La Création du Monde by Darius Milhaud for wind ensemble. Tannhäuser for voice and piano. Canzone 3, Utenarm for soprano, piano, 1962, Tannhäuser, voice, piano. On Jimmy Yancey for 9 winds, piano and double bass. Vorsater for wind ensemble. Amsterdam Bray for wind ensemble. Il Duce for tape. The Family for ensemble. Melody for alto recorder and piano. Arrangement of Ipanema and Galvia from Saudades do Brasil by Darius Milhaud for wind ensemble. Il Principe for 2 mixed choruses, 8 winds, 3 horns, tuba, bass guitar, piano. Waltz for piano. Symphony in der Nederlanden for 2 or more symphonic bands. Netherlands, Let op uw schoonheid for symphonic band. Workers' Union for any loud-sounding group of instruments. Distacht for 2 sopranos, 2 mezzo-sopranos, 4 oboes, 4 horns, 4 trumpets, 3 trombones, bass trombone, 2 harps, 2 electric guitars, 4 violas, bass guitar, 2 pianos. Matthew Spassi Music Theatre work for 8 mixed voices, 2 oboes, Hammond organ, string quartet, double bass. Hokitas for 2 panpipes, 2 alto saxophones ad libitum, 2 bass guitars, 2 pianos, 2 electric pianos, 2 congas. Orpheus Music Theatre work for 8 mixed voices, Lyricon, electric guitar, bass guitar, synthesizer, percussion. Symphonie voor los snaren for 12 strings. La Toch Vrede Straat for voice and piano. Hymn to the memory of Darius Milhaud. Felicitatio for 3 trumpets. Toespraak for speaker who also plays trombone. Mausoleum for 2 high baritones, orchestra. Music for the film The Alien. George Sand Music Theatre work for 8 mixed voices, 4 pianos. Unbobaser for mixed chorus. Messa des Pauvres by Eric Satie, arrangement by Louis Andriessen for choir, 15 solo strings, accordion, contrabass, clarinet and harp, Ender for 2 alto recorders, Anfang for soprano recorder and piano, the TIJD for female chorus, percussion ensemble, orchestra, Commenta for voice and piano, La Voce for cello and voice, Disco for violin and piano, Overture to Orpheus for harpsichord, the Snellheit for 3 amplified ensembles, Widespus for voice and piano, Menuet vol Marianne for piano, Trepidus for piano, Dr. Nero music theatre work, Berceuse voor Annie van Noes for piano, Der Lijn for 3 flutes, Doublespoor ballet music for piano, harpsichord, Celesta, glockenspiel, the Materie, music theatre work for soprano, tenor, 2 female speakers, 8 amplified mixed voices, amplified orchestra for carillon, Nietzsche reader for speaker, alto flute, English horn, clarinet, bass clarinet, bassoon, 2 violins, viola, 2 celli, double bass, 2 pianos, Flora Tristan for mixed choir a cappella, Facing Death for amplified string quartet, Facing Death for saxophone quartet, Dances for soprano, smaller orchestra, may be performed as a concert work. M is for man, music, Mozart for female jazz voice, flute, soprano saxophone, alto saxophone, tenor saxophone, horn, 3 trumpets, 2 trombones, bass trombone, double bass, piano, lacrimosa for 2 bassoons, lacrimosa for 2 flutes, Haut for tenor saxophone, electric guitar, piano and marimba, Romance Vorcaeselia for piano, Nadir en Zenit improvisations on poems by Cyprien Palet for voice and piano, Not Being Sundered for soprano, flute, cello, songlines for 3 to 6 saxophones, Dexima chorale for music box, The Memory of Roses for piano, chorale for piano, M as music, monologue and Maud music theatre work, Lied for piano, Rosa, a horse drama, The Death of a Composer opera for 2 sopranos, tenor, 2 baritones, female speaker, 8 mixed voices, orchestra, Een Lied van Dizzy for female voice, Zilver for flute, clarinet, violin, cello, piano, vibraphone and marimba, bass for piano left hand, Odysseus O Women for 2 sopranos, 2 altos, sampler, De Komst Vane Willie Broad for carillon, Topolino for oboe, Macmus WOs for voice, piano, Trilogy van der Leye's Dag The Last Day for boy soprano, 4 male voices, orchestra, Tau for 4 female voices, piano, plus voice, Cotto, small orchestra, 5 winds, 2 horns, harp, piano, 2 percussion, minimum 14 strings, Dancing on the Bones for children's chorus, orchestra, 1997. The Herauten for 3 horns, 3 trumpets, 3 trombones, tuba, timpani, Not an Anfang for piano, Der Erste Minna for boy soprano, organ, 1998. Tween Van Zink for viola and live electronics. Writing to Vermeer opera for 2 children's voices, 2 sopranos, mezzo-soprano, female chorus, orchestra, CD. Woodpecker for percussion. Image de Moro for piano. Dirk Sweelink Missed the Prince for harpsichord. Passeggiata in Tram in America e Ritorno for female Italian voice, violin and piano. What Shall I Buy You, Son? For voice, piano. Budschappenleistgewann in Gemengster for vocalist, voice for mezzo-soprano, piccolo, oboe, violin, piano, 2 percussion ensembles. The New Math for soprano, transverse flute, violin, marimba, CD, 2000. Felicitazione for piano. Passeggiata in Tram in America e Ritorno for female Italian voice, 3 trumpets, 3 trombones, electric guitar, electric violin, double bass, piano, percussion, 1998 for voice, piano, fanfare on Beginnen for 6 groups of horns. La Passione for female jazz voice, violin, smaller orchestra. Very Sharp Trumpet Sonata for trumpet. Tween Eros for string quartet. Glockenvor, Harlem for piano. Celesta, synthesizer. Vibraphone. Pupazzetti by Alfredo Casella, arranged by Louis Andriessen for ensemble in 2002-2003. Inanna texts by Hal Hartley, Theo J.H. Crispin, for 4 voices, 3 actors, mixed chorus, contrabass clarinet, 4 saxophones, violin, film. Letter from Kathy for female jazz voice, harp, violin, double bass, piano, percussion. Tween Eros for violin and piano. Ruttmann Opus 2, 3, IV for flute, 3 saxophones, horn, 3 trumpets, 3 trombones, double bass, piano. Harks Haku for 2 pianos. Renamed to Harks Haku Stuckler in 2008. Racconta dall'Inferno for female jazz voice, smaller orchestra. Part 2 of La Commedia. Opening for ensemble. Vermeer Pictures Concert Suite for orchestra from writing to Vermeer. Xenia for violin. Hymn to the Memory of Darius Milhaud for ensemble. Elenda Fanfare for voice and ensemble. Radzels for solo violin. Johann Sebastian Bach's Prelude in B minor from the Well-Tempered Clavier BWV 866. Arranged for string quartet with the first 6 bars augmented with a viola part by Igor Stravinsky, completed by Louis Andriessen. Miserere for string quartet. The City of Dissau. The Ship of Fools for voices and ensemble. Part 1 of La Commedia. La Commedia. Film opera in 5 parts. Harks Haku for 2 pianos and large ensemble. Christian Andriessen's Uitzichtopter Amstel for ensemble. Life for ensemble, with film by Marika van Warmerdam. Aneen for singer, ensemble and film. La Giro, for violin solo and ensemble. Notable students.